Yesterday, we took a look at the first half of the major PlayStation 4 games coming in March 2019, and in this video, we're taking a look at the second half. If you've yet to watch the first video, make sure you check that out. But let's just get right into it because March is packed with some exciting PS4 games. One of the biggest ones has to be Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is the latest game from Software, the guys that are most famous for Dark Souls as well as Bloodborne. They worked on Armored Core. They've done a bunch of great games, but the Souls games and Bloodborne are what they are most known for. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice once again looks to be a very challenging third-person action-adventure title. However, this one is a little bit different, has some different mechanics. It has a narrative that's more in your face and told directly to you. And the game has you explore late 1500s era Sengoku Japan, a brutal period of constant life and death conflict as you come face to face with larger-than-life foes in a dark and twisted world. You'll unleash an arsenal of deadly prosthetic tools and powerful ninja abilities while you blend stealth, vertical traversal, and visceral head-to-head combat in a bloody confrontation. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice hits the PS4 on March 22nd. Next up, we have The Sinking City. The Sinking City is an adventure and investigation game set in an open world inspired by the universe of H.P. Lovecraft, the master of horror. Set in a half-submerged city, it's gripped by supernatural forces. You're a private investigator and you have to uncover the truth of what has possessed the city and the minds of its inhabitants. The game touts a vast open world to be explored, and don't expect this to be a game that's super visceral, super action-heavy. No, it's more focused on its narrative, but you will have an arsenal of weapons from the 1920s in which to take on the nightmarish creatures. There's also a high replay value thanks to an open investigation system. Each case can be solved in a number of different ways with different possible endings depending on your actions. The Sinking City hits the PS4 on March 21st. Next up, we have Outward. Outward is described as an immersive RPG experience coupled with survival gameplay, offering a deeply rewarding challenge for the most avid gamer. You play as an ordinary adventurer. You'll not only have to hide and defend yourself against threatening creatures, but also brave the hazardous environmental conditions, protect yourself against infectious diseases, make sure you get enough sleep, and stay hydrated. Embark on perilous expeditions across untamed lands to reach new cities, undertake varied missions, and discover hidden dungeons crawling with formidable enemies. Outward drops on the PS4 on March 26th. Next up, we have a collection that I'm very excited for. It's the Danganronpa Trilogy. Danganronpa is one of those franchises that if you've been following this channel, you know that I always go to bat for it. It is a tremendous trilogy of visual novels, and they're very interesting. Me describing the story probably won't do it justice, but I'll do it the best I can. Essentially, you play as a high school student who is trapped in a high school with a bunch of other students, and you're forced to play a death game. The story is centered around a game of if you can kill another student without getting caught, you can leave and everybody else will be killed. Yes, it sounds kind of wacky, sounds kind of zany at first, but play Danganronpa 1 and play it for around a half an hour to 45 minutes, and you will be absolutely hooked on the experience. Plot twists everywhere, excellent storytelling. I just cannot say enough good things about Danganronpa, and with the trilogy, you get all three games, one great price, and it is absolutely worth it. Yes, a little bit overextends that anime barrier for some of you guys, but still, if you can get past that, check out all the Danganronpa games in the Danganronpa Trilogy. It hits the PS4 on March 26th. Next up, we have the latest game coming from Avalanche Studios, a very talented studio in Generation Zero. Generation Zero is set in 1980s Sweden. The local population has gone missing and machines of unknown origin roam the streets, and you'll have to explore a vast open world to unravel the mystery of the invaders. At the same time, you'll perfect your fighting strategies and prepare to strike back. In Generation Zero, living is winning. You'll have to survive in a hostile open world, take on missions and challenges throughout the open world to unravel more of the mystery while scavenging for weapons and supplies to help you stay alive. Get ready, then fight back. Tactically combine weapons, skills, and equipment to lure, cripple, and destroy your enemies. The game will also have a big emphasis on multiplayer, 1 to 4 player, seamless multiplayer at that. Play alone or team up with up to 3 friends as you collaborate and combine your unique skills to take down enemies. And of course, the setting of the game is an element that a lot of people will be talking about. 1980s nostalgia is in full force. Among the loot, you will find outfits and hairstyles to recreate your favorite 1980s styles to take on the machines in style. So that makes the game seem a little bit more lighthearted, but definitely a lot of visceral action here. Generation Zero hits the PS4 on March 26th. Next up, we have the latest in a long-running franchise on PlayStation, MLB The Show 19. Now, it's interesting to talk about baseball games because there is really no competition with MLB The Show. That shows you how MLB The Show has dominated the competition, but at the same time, because there's no competition, because this franchise is exclusive to PlayStation, because people have just flocked all over it, it really hasn't evolved that much over the years. If you're looking for a quality baseball game, of course, The Show is going to offer you that, and The Show 19 is going to bring some new elements, whether it be home runs, quick experiences, playing as legends, a full RPG experience, or stiff player versus player competition. The Show 19 is touting a perfect combination of authentic baseball experience mixed with video game fun. We'll see how MLB The Show 19 turns out, but these games have been getting a little bit played out, but for baseball fans, of course, it's going to be right up your alley. MLB The Show 19 drops on March 26th. Next up, we have Our World Is Ended. Our World Is Ended is a very story-driven game, and it follows Judgment 7, a team of young developers working on a brand new game engine called the World Program. When wearing an augmented reality headset, this revolutionary program changes the landscape in real time. The main character tries the program in the streets, and he catches a glimpse of an unsettling cityscape. Can this be a glitch, or is there more than meets the eye? His doubts are soon to be confirmed as the members of Judgment 7 will find themselves trapped between fictional and the real world. Characters and creatures from their previous games have breached this world and now risk becoming reality. The city is on the verge of becoming overridden, and its fate hangs in the balance and in your action. This is going to be a very story-driven game, light on the gameplay. Our World Is Ended hits the PS4 on March 26th. Next up, we have a very interesting racing game in Xenon Racer. Xenon Racer is set in the near future. The official Racing Federation has ordered a season's pause from racing to allow teams to ease into the transitions to flying vehicles. To bridge this gap, top hybrid car manufacturers host a rogue championship for the rookie drivers on the streets of cities worldwide. Their advanced cars drive on electricity and xenon gas, resulting in crazy speeds. Get behind the wheel, keep your adrenaline in check, and drift through the streets, boost to absurd speeds, and become the ultimate Xenon racer. Definitely an arcade racer opposed to a sim racer, but Xenon Racer is flashy. Let's see if it can deliver when it hits the PS4 on March 26th. Next up, we have the final episode of The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, the final season, episode 4, Take Us Back. Now, obviously, The Walking Dead, the final season, has had a long story behind it, going back to season 1, and more recently, the reason so many people are talking about it is because of Telltale's tumultuous times, but thankfully, Skybound Games picked it up, and the final season will be wrapped up next month with episode 4, Take Us Back. Now, if you haven't been following The Walking Dead, you really should fix that ASAP. It's been a fantastic story to follow, and it's kind of amazing that it's finally coming to an end next month. Episode 4, Take Us Back, hits the PS4 on March 26th. Next up, we do have the beta for Mortal Kombat 11. Now, this is going to be exclusive to those of you that pre-order the game from participating retailers. Most retailers are doing this. Mortal Kombat 11 is shaping up very nicely, and if you want a taste of the game ahead of its April release, the beta is going to be a great way to do so. Again, this is a case of a beta being right before the game's release, probably going to iron out some network issues and whatnot, but it's going to give you a feel of the final product. The Mortal Kombat 11 beta will be launching on March 28th. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. Yes, Assassin's Creed 3 is being remastered on the PlayStation 4, and there's a couple things to note with this remaster because there's more than meets the eye. Of course, if you picked up the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Season Pass, you're just getting the Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster as a part of that. Remember, it came with 2 pieces of expansions for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but it's also coming with Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. If you do want to buy it standalone, it will be available for $39.99. That's the same price as the Season Pass, so you're probably better off just getting the Season Pass. However, the remastered copy will also come with a copy of Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. This was a game that was originally released on the PlayStation Vita. Was it a great game? No, not up to the typical Assassin's Creed standard, but nice of them to include this with the Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster. All the promotion has been revolving around AC3 Remastered. A lot of you guys don't even know that Liberation is coming with it. That was just brought to my attention relatively recently, so that was a surprise to me. $40 for 2 games, much more palatable than just getting AC3 Remastered for $40. AC3, in my opinion, was a rather good game, even though the real-life portion of that game was pretty questionable. They nailed the historical aspects. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered hits the PS4 on March 29th. And lastly, we have Katana Zero. Katana Zero is a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring breakneck action and instant death combat. Slash, dash, and manipulate time to unravel your past in a beautifully brutal acrobatic display. The game touts exceptional combat where you can overcome your opposition however the situation requires, deflect gunfire back at foes, dodge oncoming attacks, and manipulate enemies and environments with traps and explosives. Leave no survivors. This game looks awesome from a stylistic standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint. Very excited for this one. We know it's coming in March. We don't have an official release date, but we will keep you guys posted. And that concludes this video. That's part 2 of all of the major PlayStation 4 games coming in March. Again, a ton of games coming next month. So much to sink your teeth into, whether it be big budget games like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Devil May Cry 5, Tom Clancy's The Division 2, or you're looking for those more low-key games like a Katana Zero or Our World Is Ended. A lot to get into, and next month is going to be packed with some exciting games. That's going to conclude this video. Make sure to sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.